Hey, I was thinking about that saying the other day. Look good, feel good, play good.
Mm-hmm.
And I had always heard it in my head as if you look good and you feel good, then you'll play good. But I was thinking about it the other day. What if that saying isn't look good, feel good, and then you'll play good? It's look good, feel good, but you also got to play good. Because if you look good,
That's what I took it as.
So this whole time, I had always heard it differently. Like if you look good, you feel good, that equals you playing good. And it was almost like you got to look good so that you can feel good,
right.
so that you can play good. You can't play good if you don't feel good, and you don't feel good if you don't look good. But like, I think they're equally as important.
That's how I felt about it. I was like, oh, I got to look good, I got to feel good, and I got to play good for this all to make sense.
Yeah, that's why you went D1 and I went D2.
Yeah, no.
All right, welcome to the show. This is Athletic Aesthetic Podcast, episode, do you remember?
21.
21. Can you do something for me? That's AI Drake. We get into AI Drake in this episode.
Yeah, we do.
That's our guest, Drake.
Yes, AI Drake.
Yeah. Just find a way to like AI an interview with Drake.
Maybe we should just AI everybody that we hit up in their DMs at this point.
I'm down. I think it's possible.
Like,
right?
I feel like we be getting treated like a side.
Bro, we got a dope show here.
You know what I mean?
Like
Like, we're
crazy not to come on this
like
show.
we're main chick quality.
For sure.
We're not side chick quality.
Nah,
we're main
dude.
chick quality. Stop sliding.
Bring
on
us to your mom.
Come on, like
You know?
we're the ones you take home.
We're the Instagram that you collab with, not just like get tagged by.
You feel me?
You know what I'm
And
saying?
like I'm not calling out any NFL players, but like, come on, bro. We're not side chick quality, bro.
Nah,
We're main
look at
chick
this
quality.
set.
Look at
Okay, because this is like the beginning of the show here.
right.
Brand new set. And we know we go into it in the episode, but come on, dude. Come touch this thing.
Touch it. Athletic aesthetic, man. We freaking love you.
I guess that works. What, in their prime?
In their prime.
On what team?
JJ Watt.
Texans or Cardinals, JJ?
I'm saying Texans JJ for Steelers TJ Watt in his prime.
I think I'm taking TJ. And only because like TJ, I've seen him actually. I mean, I've seen JJ take over games too, but like
TJ takes over games.
it's.
Like
I
he
mean, look at
changes
the
whole
Steelers'
defense.
record when he plays versus when he doesn't play.
It's that simple.
It's like
The
self-explanatory.
defense is not the same without TJ Watt.
Not even remotely close.
Like,
I think the Texans won some games because JJ had a lot of injury issues too.
100%. What's in
But-
their family genes? They got a lot of injuries over there, huh?
Dude. Yeah, but they also have like the craziest like success as well. So
That is also true.
it's like I don't know, like would you take that? Would you take those genes of that massive success knowing that you're also injury prone? Yeah, you take it every time.
But let's also think about this, like how big these guys actually are.
Yeah.
Like the Watt family are massive.
yeah.
Like
It's
they're big humans.
yeah. It's crazy. Like I feel like people that big, like I feel like I'd get hurt. If I woke up and I was their size, I'd just get hurt just like
Standing up.
because I wouldn't know how to like maneuver all that weight and mass.
100%.
You
Thing
know?
is though, I'd say TJ's not just like physically big, bro. Like he's surprisingly fast.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Like fast as hell.
he's so fast. He could play wide receiver
Tight end at least.
for sure.
At least.
I mean, look at Gronk. He's like probably a more fit Gronk on offense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every bit as like
But speaking
aggressive.
Speaking of tight ends, what do you think about the new tight end pickup? We got Fryer moves, but then we now got this freak of an athlete.
Yeah.
What is he, 6'8", 270? It's a
Yeah,
left
dude.
tackle who could catch the ball and jump.
What's his first name? Last name Washington.
Washington.
Mount Washington.
I don't
want
want to fuck his first name up. I'm not going to do that to him. I think it's Darnell.
Something like that. I don't know. I watched the draft. I just like it. I'm a fan of the Steelers and fan of football, but like, bro, like names. When I was in high school, I used to know every draft pick round 1 through 3 because I was like a huge fan of college football
Right, same.
growing up. So like I watched it more than I watched the pros, honestly. Now, dude, the names, the amount of like people I've seen go through the draft over the years, I can't even remember shit.
You know what also blew me, though? I can't even lie, bro. You know how many Georgia Bulldogs are on
it's
Pennsylvania teams?
Wild.
Think about the Eagles, straight Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
The Steelers, straight Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, dude. And they are like I mean, kill it. Look at the success of the Eagles, and it's just like a pipeline for the Steelers, and the fact that we have like 4 sets of brothers on the team right
Come
now.
on, bro. It's the
This is
pipeline.
crazy. they said Pittsburgh's the new city of brotherly love now.
Don't say that to the Philadelphia fans.
Hey man,
They'll get butthurt. You know how they
proof's in
are.
the pudding right now, dude. What do you got? Cheesesteaks?
Just
Whack ass cheesesteaks.
Well, what do we have right now?
Huh? We got Permanis.
Perman-
we got Iron
P-Mans.
City and
yeah,
Turner's
yeah,
collab, dude.
yeah.
They ain't got that.
Yeah, did you try the Turner's collab?
Yeah, because remember we tried it together.
We did. It was more beer like than it was tea like.
Yeah, for sure. I was expecting more of like a, like a twisted tea kind of flavor, like more of like a hard liquor.
Right.
But it's like if you don't like beer, you probably won't like it. Which if you don't like beer, why are you trying it to begin with?
Why are you in the
But,
city of Pittsburgh if you don't like beer?
Yeah, I mean, Iron City's just like running through most Pittsburghers like, veins 24/7. So it's like water,
Facts. What's crazy is people don't even know we about to be the next like Pittsburgh come up. Like we're connected to every team, but we ain't gonna talk any more than that. I'm just saying, like
we've had some crazy meetings this week. 2 of the 3 big ones.
Big ones. I ain't even gonna say no names. You just
Yeah.
want to wait.
But we have a ton of stuff in the works. I mean, by the way,
The new set,
dude, new set.
colors,
We're
bling
just
bling.
popping it off right now. I just, I came in here and was feeling inspired the other day. I was tired of like the white background look and just kind of like spruce it up a little bit.
Right.
So we're going to be opening up this space that we're sitting in right now to more creatives to come through here. And we're making kind of like a speakeasy here for creatives and content creators.
Come on.
And we're going to do some really cool things here. So, not to keep just teasing stuff out, but I was like, dude, I had to, start bringing some of the vision to life because this vision we got is pretty crazy. And I don't know how you're feeling about it, but
The world's changing for us right now.
yeah.
It's a lot of crazy things going on right now, of course, but like I can honestly say I can't complain, bro. Like I'm in a good space. A lot of good things is happening for us right now, man. We got a lot of good content coming out, and we're just with the right people, man. So I'm excited to be doing this podcast with you, as well as other ventures that we just found out we're gonna be doing today. So,
Dude, yeah. I came in this morning hot.
it's sick. I couldn't say nothing to you because I already knew.
Bro, you tried to give me a pep talk, and I was not having it. I was like, dude, I just need a vent for you right now. It's just a lot of stuff, dude. I mean, when it comes down to it, like, we're trying to do something which I think a lot of people that watch this show can relate to.
Right.
And that's like to build something that's like in just out of thin air.
Right.
And there's just so much that, comes along with that. There's a lot of things behind the scenes people don't see of like just stress and trying to figure out like what works, what doesn't work. I can't ever get comfortable in this chair. I love these chairs. I can't never get comfortable in these damn chairs. Hat hits the wall behind me. I'm just constantly like feel like I'm adjusting my shit. Anyways, I don't know. What was I saying? I was stressed today.
Hey, it was a long day, bro. It's a long day. We had
It was
a long
good.
one.
It ended up like coming full circle. And I think like one of the things, that you pointed out to me is that like you reminded me, you're like, every time you feel like this, what happens next? There's always a breakthrough. Like I swear. And it's so weird when I'm in the thick of it. I like don't remember. So it's like having someone point that out to you and be like, remember when you met with Anthony and you were like, bro, I'm like a month away from homeless, a month away from a millionaire. Like, and then within a month, I'm not saying I'm a millionaire, I'm not saying I'm homeless, but like the trajectory that we're on right now is like something that I couldn't have seen when I had that conversation with Anthony. And I feel like we're on the verge of that again with some of these things coming up.
And that's the thing, bro. Like adversity can be blinding, bro. You know what I mean? Like when you're on a one-track mind to your goals and your success, that one thing that stops you from getting to that success can be very, very blinding. It allows you to think like, dang, I'm going through this situation right now. Nothing's working.
Yeah.
And then you start putting forever words on current situations. You see what I'm saying? But then after you get out of those forever words and you get 2 months down the road and you see your success, you're like, what was I mad about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing that we got to remind ourselves as in the friendship that we have, but also just in the people that's in your life right now. You know what I mean? Like you got to constantly be that reminder as well. Be reminded by your tribe that like, man, we're okay, bro. We're going the right path. Yeah. And we all go through it, bro. I was going through it the other day. And my girl was like, excuse me, look what you are doing.
Yeah.
You feel me? So those are the blessings we got to appreciate, bro. And as much as I can, bro, like I know my motivation at times, my optimism could be frustrating. My girl tells me all the time, she's like, bro, you're too optimistic when I just want to be mad right now. And I'm like, my bad. Like, I wasn't allowed to be happy. But at the same time, bro, I get it. I 100% get it. You know what I mean? There's times where you just want to feel what you're currently going through before you get through it.
Yeah.
And I can respect that. You know what I mean? We all go through that. But don't forget, the light at the end of the tunnel is going to be brighter than the darkness that you sit in.
Dang, dude, you can get
Don't
real
forget
deep
that.
this quick on here.
Sorry.
You just hit me with that out of nowhere.
That was a good one, though, wasn't it?
That was a good one. I'm going to clip that for sure.
Hey, get ready.
But, dude, I couldn't agree more. And that's why I wanted to talk about it because, obviously we've had a few episodes now that we've done together. We're trying to be as consistent as possible. I think we've found, a good flow here. And,
100%.
and I think that we're about to really have some great guests on and, do some really cool interviews that I'm really excited to share with everyone. But, I wanted to sit down with you and, not every episode here is going to be an interview. Some of these, I think sometimes you and I just need to sit down and, just talk about life and allow, the people that watch or listen to this to see a little bit of behind the scenes of us and
Right.
building this, because it's easy to, look at someone doing something from the outside and be like, oh, they have a great guest on, or, they had Kara Sapita or this former pit star or Tyra Grant who played in the WNBA. And these are great guests and they are super insightful people. And
For
some
sure.
of the knowledge that they've dropped, and I'm forgetting a couple of our, Brian Hess was on the show,
100%.
incredible knowledge and wisdom. But from the outside in, it probably looks like, oh, we're killing it, dude. We got it all figured out. But the truth is we don't. And
Facts.
it's a daily uphill struggle.
100%.
But it's one that is worth it. So I think we have a lot of creatives, even from before you joined me as a co-host. I would say most of my audience was kind of here more so from a creative perspective, from the art side of sports. You've helped me mesh in more of the sports side of sports, and
Right.
some of our guests have done that as well. But yeah, dude, I think most of our audience could relate with the struggle of the behind the scenes stuff when it looks like you're killing it, but in reality, you're just trying to keep it all together a little
Right.
bit, pay your bills sometimes.
That's why you got to be careful, bro. Even looking at social media, looking at the competition too long.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you start comparing yourself to things that you don't know what those people are going through today. You know what I mean? It looks good on camera,
Yeah.
but you don't know what they're going through today. You don't know how bad their life is right now. Honest to God, one of the most followers in the world right now is Selena Gomez. But the last couple of months from what you hear with Justin Bieber and all that situation,
Dude, even
bro.
AI Drake is dissing Justin
Bro,
Bieber and Selena.
Come on, bro. That's a double negative. You losing twice, not just once. So, although they're blessed in other ways, yes, but there's also problems they have that we can't say that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So appreciate what you got.
Yeah.
So, even the struggles we got, yeah, they suck, bro. Let's get this straight right now. They suck.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, they're ours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's mine.
Yeah, I would say one of the biggest differences for me in this phase of life is having people that I can trust, this morning, to just go to you and be like, I can offload this off my chest and know that you're not going to look at our relationship differently. And that's why, I was texting you and I was like, dude, I just want to talk to you about all this. And I followed it up and I was like, I want you to know, I want to talk to you about this because I see the potential and I'm afraid of burnout in certain areas of life. And I want to have this conversation to prevent that. And I think that's it goes back to we talked about with David Allen, having difficult conversations. The reason you have those is because you care about the person.
100%.
If I didn't care about what we're building or what we have, already built, I'd just probably let that fester. And if you're just watching, I'm being very vague. It was nothing crazy. It was literally just normal struggles of work and, relationship with a coworker and building a brand and all this stuff that we had to work through. But, I'm thankful to have someone like yourself, and kind of brings me to the next point, talking about this space and why having a community around you that understands your struggles is important.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to speak into that, because one of the things we talked about when I did get into the office was, I forget what you said. You said like something about
Planning around your problems.
yeah, planning around your problems.
Right. And that's very important, man. I mean, it's one of those things where we all go through different situations in life, right? That cause us some type of frustration and or we're anxious. You have a lot of anxiety about the things that are happening and coming to us in our lives. But it's usually because we didn't prepare, right? We didn't have preparation for what happened. Well, here's the situation. After the problem arrives itself, right? And it arrives in your life. Now what? You got two options. You could sit in the fact that you weren't prepared, or you can now prepare.
Yeah.
Right? So what most people don't do is they don't prepare. They let it sit on them. They let themselves get mad. They let themselves get so mad to the point where they put themselves in a hole, to the point where they say, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Not that you don't know what to do. You haven't given yourself grace yet. You haven't taken a deep breath yet to look at the picture from outside lens, not just inside lens.
Yeah.
Because when you look from an outside lens, you immediately notice, like, hold on. I can fix that. And this is how I can fix that. Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Anxiety comes from not knowing the issue and where it stems from. So much so that when you get to the future, you're so scared because you're like, I don't know what the future's going to hold because I haven't done anything to fix this current problem. Mm-hmm. Well, how can we fix that current problem? The first initial step, identifying the problem.
Yeah.
So once you know the actual problems, bro, it's a blessing. Because you're like, okay, well, I can fix this with this. And we went through it today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We sat down and we had a little conversation and we broke down the issues. Mm-hmm. After breaking down the issues, you probably at one point were like, bet, let's do it.
Yeah. And even though like it didn't create an instant solution,
right?
It was like the clarity of like offloading those things that don't make sense.
Right.
And realizing, okay, it's okay if this thing doesn't make sense yet. It's
right.
okay if this dot hasn't been connected
100%.
yet. But like identifying them as problems allows you to maneuver, you know, and find solutions for them. I think that's where I get stuck, is when I have a problem and I'm having a hard time even identifying what that exact problem is. Like, what is the source of this problem? Because you could have a ton of problems as, you know, an entrepreneur or like even an athlete, you know, you have a goal in mind and you're falling short of it consistently.
Right.
And it's like, why? I'm putting in the work, I'm putting in the hours, you know, I'm committed to this craft, and it's just not paying off.
Right.
So, you know, having someone in your corner to remind you, like, hey, you know, these are okay, that these aren't figured out
100%.
just quite yet, goes a long way into all that. But yeah.
But it's special though, bro. Like, it goes such a long way, bro. Having a tribe around you that not only cares about you, but cares enough about you to tell you the truth. It's so important, whether you want to hear it or not.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because, like, bro, like, we get stuck in our own heads too often, and we all do, especially now that we have social media and we've had it for so long now. Now having AI systems, we're looking at everybody and what they're doing to a level that is like, okay, well, if they're doing this, why aren't I doing this? Mm-hmm. Because that's not meant for you.
Yeah.
That's not yours. You know what I mean? What's yours will be meant to be had by you. Mm-hmm. And you got to respect that, bro. You got to love that. You got to cherish that. Is that easy? No. I ain't said that even that part alone is easy. That's the hardest part in itself. Is not looking at somebody else and seeing what they got and saying that, why don't I have that? Mm-hmm. 'Cause it's not for you until you prepare enough to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, that's the current stage I think we're in. It's like, because although we fall short in certain ways, how short are we falling? Like, think about it, bro. Think about when you fell short 2 months ago.
Yeah, that fall short was way different than this fall short. Yeah.
So are we winning or are we really losing? We're winning.
Yeah, there's constant growth and progress, but you know, you still see the losses, even though the losses are
because we're human.
Better losses now.
You know what I mean?
You still see them as losses, you know.
And that's the best part about having a good tribe around you and good people, man. Because like, they hold you up when you can't hold yourself up. Yeah,
and I'm sure there's times in your life too when you didn't have a great tribe around you, you know. And so, well, maybe like, what do you think is something people should do if they identify that you know, I don't have a great tribe around me right now? Like, what are some steps that you would take?
Me personally, look at the qualities that you want to have in the people in your tribe. So you set your own morals, you set your own standard for yourself, and then that's the standard you set for everybody else.
Yeah.
How do you take part in being like, okay, well, this is the type of people I want to be around. I can't afford to put myself around anything else that is negative outside this space. You know what I mean? Because sometimes your tribe's going to change. We grow up, we grow older. Like it happens. You feel me? But in that sense, you got to know the qualification and what it means to be in your tribe. Because otherwise, you're just going to let random people into your group. And if it's not you that gets hurt, somebody else around you is going to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's making sure they match the integrity that you have set for yourself. They match the things that you have set for yourself. And in doing so, bro, it's like you're learning that not only how to protect yourself, but also on how to treat people with respect. Because I guide everybody in a relationship with me. You know what I mean? With the same amount of respect. How you get my love is how you treat my respect. Think about what I just said. How you get my love is how you treat my respect. If you take my respect and you throw it on the ground and 8-town stomp on it, I can't help you, dog. I ain't even going to try to be in that lane with you. But if I give you my respect and you're like, you know what, I'm going to cherish it, I'm going to do the best that I can to give you the same in return, I'll do the best I can to make sure that you're straight as well. And that's what I think in my eyes allowed me to build my tribe, right? Because now my friends are older, right? Or your friends are probably older. But I know I can also call them and be like, yo, this, and this happened. Say less, I'm there.
Yeah.
Give me 5. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
So that's my little innuendo. You know what I mean?
No, that's good shit, dude. I mean, like I said, like when we do these episodes, I don't know what we're gonna get into and what we're gonna talk about, but like this is kind of the purpose of it. Like I wanna, I want to show parts. I want people to know us
for sure,
not just as people that interview some amazing guests, but like us, because we want to be able to connect with the people that are part of our community. So that's why we always ask people to subscribe and 100%. Join, and it's not just to grow because we want to do that, to hype us up. Like we genuinely, like, we wouldn't do this if we didn't want to connect with a community of people. So
100%.
Leave us a comment right now if you're listening and you're going through some of the things we talked about. Maybe you're struggling with something with your work, you're an entrepreneur, your business is falling short in some area, maybe like personal in your life, or you want to message us if it's something. Like, let's all connect, dude, because there was times in my life where I listened to shows like this, or like, I'd have like some voice in my ear. I didn't have the people around me like physically, but I had outlets to tap into. And I think that's helpful. So we're here for that in any capacity. I was just thinking while you're talking, it's kind of off topic, but what I want to learn more about you too. Because some people, I think a lot of people start a podcast who know each other really well. Right. So they have a million stories to tell together, and it's almost like they're retelling stories to each other that they both know, just so that they could share it with an audience.
Right.
Whereas the difference between us is we literally just met a few months ago,
100%.
And it's been very heavy focused on work. So there's a lot of like your life that I have no idea about you. So uncovering some of that on the show would be funny because they're going to hear it for the first time, and so am I. So like you're going to get raw reactions to each other. So what's like one thing about your life growing up that I would never guess? Something you were into, something you did.
I love mixed martial arts.
Really?
Like addicted.
Like you took them?
I couldn't take them because of injuries, right? But I've always, like, I'm a Bruce Lee fan.
For real?
Enter the Dragon. I would listen. At one point in time, any kid that I seen on the street, I'd kick you right in your lip.
Is that anime?
Nah, I'm a big anime fan.
I know you're an anime fan.
Yeah, I'm an anime fan.
What did you just reference?
Enter the Dragon?
Yeah, bro. I don't know anything about martial arts, and I don't know
Bruce
anything.
Lee. You don't know Bruce Lee? You know what? This friendship is now denied, revoked. Nah, but
I don't know shit about it.
I will say, I grew up a huge anime fan. I like 80s rock a lot. Like, people wouldn't know that
No
about
way.
me. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know every song, so don't try to test me. But I got my little list. Like, I mess with Queen.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin, AC/DC.
You were a garage, or what's the Guitar Hero?
What?
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
why he likes all the Guitar
Nah,
Hero
but
lists.
that's not how I got into it. I got into it because my cousin Detrell. So my cousin Detrell, he was a rapper and whatever, but like the reason why he rapped is because he liked all forms of music. So he used to test his ability to rap by like trying to rap on different beats and stuff, and listen to different music and see how he can incorporate it.
Yeah.
So me being a little cousin and whatnot, I'm like,
yeah,
I'm trying to do the same. So I start finding things that I actually enjoy. I'm mainly hip hop for sure, but like I can find a country song I can dig into. I can find a rock song. The only thing I have a tough time with is screamo. You know what I mean? Like, I be trying, bro, but then after a while, I'm like, bro, listen, you're hurting my eardrums.
Dude,
like,
August Burns Reds tonight over at Stage AE.
They got that. I ain't about to sit there for about 30 minutes just for you to scream at me. I got my girl at home waiting to do that. You feel me?
Yeah, I might have to clip that out.
Clip
Get
it.
me in trouble.
Clip it. You understand? But not going into that, right? Like, what's something that you did, right, when you were like as a kid that people wouldn't know about you now?
Me?
Yeah.
Bro, I could climb any tree.
So you was a little monkey.
Bro,
Okay.
I lived in a tree, straight up, and I grew up on a cemetery.
For real?
Yeah, and now my sister's a mortician.
Whoa, that is crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah,
So
she
she does
literally
with that body.
embalms people for a living, and like she's the from the start to finish. So you go in there, your loved one dies, she's the person that meets with you, consoles, like, it's, we're here for you. Here's an upgraded casket if you'd like to purchase it. No,
Wow.
no, I'm just playing. No, I mean, yeah, for sure. That's
That's how
literally
it
what they
goes,
do to
though.
make money. But like, she's good at her job and she cares for people, And in that moment, there might be a chance to upsell them.
See, this in my head, as soon as you say that, any mortician in my head, like the quote that comes to my mind is, "You want to see a dead body?"
Yeah.
You like, it's like,
Yeah.
but I feel like they love that stuff. Like,
Yeah, she loves caring for people. I joke around about the whole like upselling and stuff. Obviously, that's any business. You're gonna
Right.
try to make a sale, but like that's not what it's about for her. She, her and I, we lost our dad at a young age,
Right.
and the funeral home that she works at now, shout out to Gilbert's and White Oak. They took care of my family when he passed away, and so she saw that level of hospitality, and then just from us growing up, we grew up at Round Hill Cemetery in Elizabeth. My mom worked in the office up there, so
Wow.
she would sell lots to people that had loved ones that needed buried. And it was just an interesting childhood because the people who owned the cemetery also had 2 kids around my age. So I would just go there. There was like a house that they lived in on the top of the hill, just next to the church, next to the chapel, and it was like their house. And the front of the house was the office where you'd come in and buy the graves and the the lots. And so we didn't do anything. Like all summer, we just rode bikes all around Round Hill Cemetery. The guys who would dig the graves would take the excess dirt to this like fill lot where they just had all the extra dirt, and they would make like BMX courses for us. So my whole childhood was basically just on a bike, skateboard,
Riding through cemeteries.
scooter, riding through a cemetery, like ripping down these massive hills at Round Hill, and like doing like BMX stunts and shit.
Whoa. So what was Halloween like for you?
Bro, we used to have so much fun with Halloween because like my dad sold out for us every year, like in the best way. He would go all out with the decor, and like, like elementary, that shit's dope.
Right.
Like, you're like, dude, my dad's into trick-or-treating, and like I didn't even want to go trick-or-treating half the time because the setup we'd have on our porch was almost like a little, scare house type feel.
Right.
Where we'd dress up. One year I dressed up as like this like zombie in a coffin and like had newspaper stuffed all over me. So I looked like just like a stuffed whatever. And we had like the candy bowl here. And like I would just like grab.
So you was doing that for how long?
Yeah. I mean, we really started doing that. Me and my friends around like 5th grade.
Oh, you were a savage.
Bro, these people would run like
Menace to
we
society.
probably could have got sued the way people fell off our porch. Like,
Menace to society right there.
I was a bad kid, but I was not a rule breaker, but I was like I was the kid that like, honestly, if I came around myself now, I'd be like, oh shit. Because I'm always asking these dumbass questions nobody has answers to. And
Well, there is a VC3, so be prepared for what's coming to you.
It's coming back.
He said, "It's your cousin Vinny, and I scared the shit out of you."
Yeah. Dude, us Italians scare people in real ways, though.
You know what I mean?
Have you seen Paulie?
You want to go see Paulie, huh?
Paulie? Yeah, I mean, I think zombies are scary. You should meet my Uncle Sal.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding, I don't have an Uncle
the
Sal.
one thing I could say as a kid, bro, that I did that was mad weird, bro. I used to go roof hopping.
For real?
Bro, like I thought I was, I'm saying, like, I don't know what I thought I was, bro, but the funniest story, I got
Spider-Man.
one for you. My dad, right, me and my cousins on the roof, and my dad's coming out of the house, and we're playing with a light bulb, bro. I'm like 7. I don't even know why we're playing with light bulbs, but boys do dumb stuff. And I'm like, yo, watch this. I'm dropping the light bulbs, and they're breaking. We think it's the coolest shit ever. My dad walks outside. On his head. I look at my cousin like this, bro. I ain't never listen. The window was still open, bro. I dove through the window, bro. I'm talking about didn't even touch a single thing. Rolled, hid for like 10 hours, bro. My dad, bro, when he found me, that was a butt whooping I never forgot, bro. That stuff was hilarious, though.
Yeah.
To this day, like when I see my dad, I'm like, don't forget.
Drop it on your ass.
Don't forget. You know what I mean? But I got crazy stories to galore, bro. One time I was a kid, bro. I'll tell you another little quick story.
Yeah.
My cousin and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say this anyway. My cousin and I, we were like little villains, bro. We used to just do whatever the heck we wanted. And I was like 11 years old. And my cousin Akeem gets this great idea, right? And I could talk about it now because we were kids. And it was funny because, like, he's like, bro, let's go out here. Let's go tag some buildings. I love to paint. I love art. That's why I have a lot of friends who are artists. You feel me? He's like, let's go tag some buildings. I'm like, all right, bet. Let's do it. I'm like 11 years old, bro. Man, the dumbest thing I ever did in my life to this day, spray painted the police station.
Dude. It's like...
Let me tell you how funny this was, though.
It's asking for it, dude.
Bro, I was asking to get in trouble because the funniest part about it was, bro, like the camera's right here. And like you could literally see in the video me holding my cousin and then me look directly in the camera and act like nothing happened.
This dude got caught in 4K in 1998.
Bro, in 4K, bro. I'm over here just looking at myself like,
were you born in 98?
No, I was in 96.
Damn,
Puppy.
you young
Puppy.
as hell.
Puppy.
Crazy.
Here's the thing, though. Don't get it twisted. I'm still big dog. You feel me? But I did some dumb stuff.
Okay.
This is the funny part, though. Like, so there's this place called AJ Tire, and we had to go wash their whole truck because they were going out. They had a tire shipment across country, right? So our dumbasses, we went and spray painted our names on the truck.
That's good advertising.
Bro, great advertising. That's how I knew
Personal
I would
branding.
be in marketing, bro. That's right there is when I knew my career was supposed to be in marketing. So after that situation, my parents were like, we're never going to let this happen again. So they call a fake police, not a fake police officer, but a police officer, like, take me through the whole shebang, bro. I'm crying, bro. They're like, you're going to jail. I'm like, no, my life is over. Like, and they scared me so bad, bro. When I got home, bro, I just stayed in my room for 5 days. Like, I just was like, I'm not coming out. Like, my cousin would call me. He was like, bro, I'm sorry. I said, I don't want to talk to you. We're done with this. This relationship is revoked. You and I can't be friends. But that's my cousin, man. To this day, bro, we laugh about it. We joke about it, bro. But I'll never forget. My Uncle Richard just looked at me and was like, you one dumb mother.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fun story about me.
What were you getting at dropping the light bulbs, though?
Bro, listen, I don't know what it was, bro. I was a kid that loved danger, bro. Like, I was the type of kid that watched a lot of Jackass movies.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So me and my friend, what's wrong with boys, bro? Now that I think about it, like, I'm like, what was I doing, bro?
You could probably have to beep that out so we don't get like. But it was
canceled,
bro. Like they literally like as savage as TV could be was
100%.
WWF wrestling. I remember just watching that as a kid and going to school and just saying the exact same.
Bro, what was
shit.
this? Hold on. What was the? Hold on. It was like this. He used to do the.
Yeah, Degeneration X.
Bro, listen, bro.
Yeah.
I did that and got in trouble for that in high school.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
middle school.
Suck it.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Not even thinking about it.
Nah, dude.
Right? Now you said it to my teacher.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yeah, dude.
And now I'm looking back, I'm like, yeah, that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
That wasn't cool.
But it was though. You were the coolest kid.
Coolest kid ever, bro.
You were into WWE, WWF. That shit was cool.
So who was your favorite growing up?
Dude, Stone Cold, without a doubt. This whole Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, Triple H, Mankind, bro.
Used to go crazy.
Anytime like you would just hear the glass break, it was just pandemonium. You know, in my living room. This was when like Kid Rock, American Badass was like the shit, and Undertaker would come out on a chopper to that.
Yo,
and like, bro, yeah, I was like a badass little kid.
Bro, I thought the Undertaker was a straight up demon. Like I thought that he was a real life, like,
yeah.
Oh, we're just watching a demon on TV.
Yeah.
Like when I found out that wrestling wasn't real, it was like finding out that Santa Claus wasn't real.
I cried
like,
when I found out Santa wasn't real. Like
when
straight
Santa
up.
Claus was real.
Not because I knew he wasn't real anymore. Oh, there's might be kids listening to the show. But anyways, I just realized that.
Sorry, bud.
Anyways, what was I saying? When I found out, I wasn't so mad that he's not real. I was more concerned that my presents were severely about to get cut in half. Like, it was more so of a business decision on my end. Like, wait, so logistics, he's usually supplying 50% of these gifts. Does that mean, like...
My presents are going away.
I felt misled, you know, by my family. Like, you guys been lying to me.
My whole entire life.
It's crazy.
See, the one thing with my family was big on parties. Like, I think that was like part of the reason why college was just so fun for me, bro, is because like my family growing up, that was their thing. Like, we're throwing parties, right? So we used to just have a blast. Like Christmas, Halloween was always fun. Thanksgiving, love Thanksgiving food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we just used to have holidays just being lit all the time, bro. But then I was like, yo, like my family low key like loves to drink.
Yeah.
I can't hang. Like, I'm just not that guy to be hanging out like that. And then I got to college and I was like, you know what? I got to build up my resistance. You know what I mean?
Hair on your chest.
Man, I found that tequila didn't do me too well, neither did Henny. And then I learned very quickly that I needed to get my life together.
Yeah, dude.
Just because, bro, like partying in college, bro, like I used to think that I knew everything from 18 to like 21.
Yeah, dude. I think that's natural.
You know what I mean? Like I used to think like, you know what? Like
You can't tell me nothing.
you can't tell me shit. And then you get to like 25 and you're like, wow, I still don't really know anything.
Yeah. But now you just know you're just like lacking.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, I thought.
That's wisdom, I think. Wisdom is not actually knowing shit. It's just realizing how much shit you don't
know, bro. Like that's really what wisdom is. Like
and just deferring to people that know better.
And that's why like with kids, bro, it's so like you usually find the most talent in kids because they still have those pliable minds where they could create beyond their minds, right?
Yeah.
And as we get older, we can't stop ourselves from creating. That's why I got a high respect for artists. Is because you guys low-key never leave that childhood phase of I'm never gonna stop creating. Like I'm never gonna stop growing. And that's you gotta keep that, bro. Like you have to, bro. You gotta reserve the kid in you for you to love life. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. I gotta preserve the little kid in me that loves anime. So I'll be watching it still. You feel me? And I love my art and whatnot when I get a chance to, but I'm a doodler. I can't do this.
Yeah. So just if you guys are watching, Jay was just messing around on his iPad on Procreate the other day. And he was like really, really like into what he was doing. And I couldn't help but, you know, peek over his shoulder. He was working on this little doodle of this dude and he hit me with it and he was like, yo, what do you think? And I was like, yeah, it's dope. And then so we added like some words, some text behind it. You can actually see it. It's up on the website.
Yes.
bc2art.com/AA merch. And you'll see it on there. It says Inspire True Reality is the graphic on the shirt. It's pretty dope. So if you check it out and you mess with it, go
Can I actually tell you behind like the truth behind that like little subscription? So like that little piece that you see, Inspire True Reality, but it's a kid type thing. It's like the true reality is what you were when you were a kid, bro. Like that was reality. Like if everything was taken away, right? Like if we didn't have bills, we didn't have to worry about what other people thought, and nothing like that, bro. We could just live. That's when you were living your most truest self. Like you were just having a good time. Yeah. So inspire the true reality, inspire the kid in you.
I didn't even know that was the meaning behind it. I just thought it was a dope design. And that actually, I wanted to ask you, like, if you could go, it's kind of great transition here, unplanned, but
uncut.
If you could go back and think about your childhood growing up, when was the like time when you were like when do you immediately go back to and you're like, that was the shit? Like for me, just to set this up so that you get the it doesn't have to be anything crazy, like a game-winning touchdown. For me, I think of Thanksgiving. My whole family's coming to my house, and I'm playing NCAA, like whatever football year it was, and I'm just like running up the score with my created player.
99 overall, still do it to this day.
Ridiculous stat line for the season. I'm getting, a Heisman Award, like sitting in my room waiting for Thanksgiving dinner. My whole family's there, and I'm playing NCAA football. Dude. Quintessential my childhood right there. That's like the moment.
Quintessential to my childhood. Wow. I'd have to say, are we saying like kid age or high school age?
I guess just like when you look back, when you look back at like
as a kid,
like high school's cool. Like
when I was
some moment where you're like, this is how it should be.
High school was lit because we were trying. You remember when Project X came out?
Yeah,
bro, we were all trying to throw Project X parties for like. Ever, man. That was our goal. It was like, bro, we're going to throw the craziest party in high school history. That was fun for me, but also like childhood stage, bro, I was always a party guy. Like I enjoy being out with friends. You know what I'm saying? So I always used to have, like on my birthdays, right, like pool parties. Because my birthday, I'm a Cancer baby, July 12th, you feel me? It was always hot, so we would always have pool parties. Bro, like, I'm talking about my pool parties were so cracking that the adults used to look forward to my pool party.
Bro.
Not the kids, the adults.
That's
because
amazing.
My mom was always like the partier, so was my dad. So we would have crazy events, always have people over, always having a good time. So my parties, they knew Trey's birthday, we're getting it cracking.
You know what's crazy too? Like I'm an August birthday, so
Ooh,
I had
Leo gang.
I always tried to do that like last summer hurrah for my friends in middle school specifically. I would have a summer like pool party for my birthday.
Banger.
But bro, I would invite everyone in my grade. And I'm not even kidding. You could ask my cousin. So my best friend growing up was my cousin Ange.
Same.
She is, and it's a girl. She is like, she would like live at my house in the summer, and we were like inseparable. And we would throw a banger of a pool party every year. She would invite all her girlfriends. I would invite all my guy friends, and it would just be lit. But like, think about this. This was like 2004. I'm in middle school. There's no Facebook. There's no social media to invite it. So we would literally print out. We would make an invite on like Paint, and print out all these different invites, bro. And me being like this creative, even way back then, I would hand color each invite based off of something I like knew about that person. So like I'd be making personal invites for people to hand out in school.
Crazy.
Because I knew they had to remember all the way through the summer that this party was in August, because I don't have social media to follow back up. So bro, on the morning of that pool party, I would have zero idea and communication with any of these people since the last day of school, and just hope that they would show up. And it was a banger every single time. I have pictures of it. I'll send you pictures.
Maybe we should do something for our birthdays. You know what I'm saying? Because you're August 11th, right? So my boy Ely Khalil, shout out to my boy Ely Khalil, part of my tribe. His birthday's also August 11th.
No way.
Yeah, bro. So he's Leo ganged out, but he's like, he's as true of a Leo as it gets, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but
So, dude, I mean, not to interrupt you, but Exhibit 1 was February 11th. The exact 6-month anniversary of that would be August 11th. So I'm just saying.
I think what we should do though is throw a crazy banger,
I think so.
but like in a professional banger,
Professional banger, of course.
but a banger. You
Still
know?
a banger.
So you heard it live. Get ready. You know, come and hang out with us. Birthday party, gang.
Yeah, we have no idea what that's going to look like.
No, none, zero, zilch.
If you got a venue,
How was that?
Turner's, Iron City, if you want to sponsor
Listen,
it.
we need some more sponsors though. So let me do this real quick. Hey, if you're out there and you watch this and you enjoy this, like throw us some couple dollars.
Yeah, watch
bro.
this. Ready? Manscaped.
Manscaped.
What would our ad sound like if we were doing a Manscaped ad? Manscaped. Do you see how jacked up my beard is? I don't have Manscaped. Trey, on the other hand, he does. I literally walked in this morning and you were trimming your beard, just brushing it on the floor. I'm like, this mother.
But listen, I tried it because listen, I never had this much facial hair in my entire life.
Yeah.
Because I started putting beard oil in. I'm like, yo, like, why is my beard getting mad long? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm usually typically like a fair little bit of hair, not too much. I'm like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Now this thing's thick, and I catch myself in pictures now looking at myself like,
Yeah.
because you know with me, bro, like I try to look somewhat pretty. You feel me? I gotta make sure I look good,
Yeah.
good, feel good, play good. Dion, we coming.
Facts, dude. Hey, I was thinking about that saying the other day. Look good, feel good, play good. And I had always heard it in my head as if you look good and you feel good, then you'll play good. But I was thinking about it the other day. What if that saying isn't look good, feel good, and then you'll play good? It's look good, feel good, but you also got to play good. Because if you look good,
That's
and
what
you
I took
feel-
it as.
So this whole time, I had always heard it differently. Like if you look good, you feel good, that equals you playing good. And it was almost like you got to look good so that you can feel good,
Right.
so that you can play good. You can't play good if you don't feel good, and you don't feel good if you don't look good. But like, I think they're equally as important.
That's how I felt about it. I was like, oh, I gotta look good, I gotta feel good, and I gotta play good for this all to make sense.
Yeah, that's why you went D1 and I went D2.
I
I
ain't
was
say
just
that.
look good and feel good.
Hey, I ain't say that, but the proof is in the pudding, baby.
I looked and felt the part though.
So I feel like the swagger for football changes every year. You know what I mean? Or every like so often, like there's like a decade of swagger. Like at one point, it was the armbands, right?
Yeah.
But now people wouldn't dare wear the armbands in game, right? Now it's like the turf tape.
They wouldn't dare wear armbands in the game?
Nah, I'm talking about those thin armbands that you used to wear around the elbow only.
That's out.
That's out, bro. I remember Reggie Bush turned that the whole way up.
Yeah.
And then since then, now it's like maybe the double thick bands. You might see the turf tape with the
Yeah,
race.
the turf
You know
tape's
what I mean?
huge.
Turf tape's huge right now. What's gonna be the next in-game swag. Like, I'm curious. I don't know how much more we could do out here right now.
I mean, I feel like it's like it's fashion. It cycles.
Right.
Like baggy sleeves, you would never think about wearing a baggy undershirt when I played. Never.
Never.
And then like 2015, the baggy flowy undershirt with the baggy sleeves was like the
Hard.
look. You know,
Hard.
so it always cycles through. I mean, I think those thin wristbands will come. It's just an influential player.
Right.
It's all it is. It takes one influential Dion type player to wear something,
Right.
and then everyone wants to wear it. And it's usually that player realizing what's not cool,
Right.
and realizing they're the shit enough to make it cool,
Right.
So they make it cool, and then everyone's like, "This is the cool shit," you know.
Like-
so look at what's not popular right now. That's what's going to be popular in 5 years.
100%. Now, I got one more thing I want to personally talk about. Is that okay?
Of course.
Because I got this thing where it's like sometimes being number 2 is okay until you become number 1. This is what I mean by that. So I was looking at this the other day because everybody right now is stuck on Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody was giving Justin Jefferson the credit that he deserved when he was at LSU. It wasn't until he became the number 1 for the Vikings that everybody wants to do the gritty.
Yeah.
Seriously though, right?
Yeah.
So now you have, but here's the thing though. You've never seen his passion for the game change, even when he was considered the number 2 or the number 1 or when he had 3 stars.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you're an athlete out there right now, you're not getting what you deserve, right? Because you could tell right now the draft just happened. There's some guys out there right now that should be on a team, but they're simply just not on the team just because they picked the wrong coach.
Right.
And that's like, it's hard because you hear fans will be, if you're not on the team, you just sucked anyway.
Yeah.
No, that's not always the case.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's guys in the league right now that can't even catch a football.
Yeah.
Some of them start for NFL teams. You know what I'm saying?
They had the right opportunity and
The right opportunity, the right network. So I posted today, man, it's not just about talent. It takes talent, right? It takes a little bit of luck and your network, your ability to network for you to get that big opportunity.
yeah.
Because some kids, right, they said the other day that you're 5 times as likely if you're a 5-star to get an opportunity to go to the NFL than any other ranking or caliber, right? Which makes sense because now, right, the coaches are going to dick eat that specific person,
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
I done seen kids that were 4-star, 5-star, right, who were ass. But they're going to get that second chance, that third chance, that fourth chance, that fifth chance. But then I seen a kid that's a 1, 2-star, right, who's a dog, right, but gets hurt one time, and they're ready to kick him to the wayside.
Yeah.
And that's like, if you're a kid out there right now and you know you deserve an opportunity, bro, don't give up on yourself. It's just not your time yet. You know what I mean? There's seasons for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, make sure that you, although it's not coming the way that you want it to come, if you put your head down, bro, and you go get it, it'll come out the way you want it to come out. See, even for myself, like, I had to talk myself through the fact that I didn't finish in the NFL, right? But then I thought myself through it, man. I went there, I did what I could, bro, and I got the respect of the players that were there. So much so that the players that were there told me that, bro, there's no doubt in my mind that you could play at this level. That to me was enough because that showed me that all the people who doubted me, the coaching staffs that didn't give me a chance, from high school to Pee Wee to college to the NFL, that showed me that, like, you got it. It's just not what you're meant to do. That's not how you were meant to go and be the next level of you. And I found my love in coaching and teaching. I found my love in doing this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's times where I do wish I can go back and play. But if you're somebody who genuinely wants that, don't give up on your dream because there's seasons for a reason. There's fall, winter, spring, summer.
Yeah.
What you go through within those seasons don't last long. Shoot, we all know summer don't last long for Pittsburgh people.
Bro, we can't even get there.
You know what I mean? Pittsburgh people get real struggle. It's great right now.
It sucks, dude. I couldn't agree more. And I think, like I said, I think that relates to sports. I think that relates to business. I think that relates to, you know, any area of your life where you're not getting what you think you deserve. You know, and the truth is you probably won't see clarity on that thing until you got to go through it a little bit.
100%.
Come out on the other side, you'll see it. But yeah, dude. I mean, this was great. I don't know. I don't know if we talked about any specific thing or, you know, whatever, but this is kind of what I want this podcast to be sometimes. It's just us just chopping it up and
Vibing out.
hanging out and, you know, whatever. So we have some cool things coming up. We have some cool, you know, new guests that we're going to have on here, some new faces, and I'm really excited about it. We got
Sure.
Anthony back. He survived his trip He was like shooting all kinds of stuff. I don't know what he was. He's doing military stuff.
But you also got to tell him about the crazy fundraiser stuff we got coming eventually. But I also got
What do you
one.
mean?
We're gonna talk about that another time.
Okay.
But I will say this. I want to ask you one question.
Okay.
Okay. This is a difficult question. You ready?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite draft pick for the Steelers?
I mean, you love the Porter pick just because of.
Okay,
Come
yep.
on, dude.
That's all I wanted. Because let me tell you something.
gotta
Like,
be.
I got love for all the Georgia boys that we got. You know what I'm saying? I got love for all the new guys that be coming in. I got some guys. The one guy from Purdue, I'm looking forward to seeing him playing some DB as well. But Joey Porter Jr., bro, he's a hometown kid. Stayed home, played at Penn State. Now he's on the Steelers, right?
Yep.
It's almost like a Kenny Pickett story, just on the defensive side. You feel me? But then just watching the video of him not going in the first round, and then his dad coming and giving him some peace and some love, and then on the back end of it, the team that he grew up watching, seeing his dad plays on, right? You don't get picked in the first round, but you still get your hometown.
Yeah. It wasn't technically the first round, but there's 32 teams, and he was the 32nd pick. So.
And he was cheated.
I'm just saying.
He was cheated. He was
technically
slid.
first round.
He was slid. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm very happy to see my boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On
Yeah,
that
that's
team.
all the draft picks, man. Welcome to Pittsburgh. If you want to hop on our show,
Hit me up.
I probably have already slid in your DMs, so just look for VC2 Art. I've probably already invited you to the Berg and to the show, but open invite. We record weekly. Love to host you in here and tell your story to Pittsburgh a little bit. As you could tell, we're a show that we might talk to you a little bit about the X's and O's, but we just want to share the more rounded version of the athlete, not just the on the field stuff. And like I said, we will get more back into the origin of this show. We'll do some mock-ups here. What do you think? Have you seen the Cardinals' new uniforms?
I'm not feeling them.
No?
I think they could have did a better job. They kind of try to go a little bit back to the old school, which is it's not bad. I just feel like the NFL overall with that combination with Nike, like I don't mind Nike uniforms, but they got to get some new designers in there, bro. Like they got to get somebody like VC2 Art to mock up some cool stuff. Like show them on this. Look, you're going to see it. I'm going to have him show you. Show them the Iron City mock up you did of Kenny again so they can see it again.
All right, we'll pop
him back up there so they can see what my boy Vinny could do. Because y'all over there in the NFL right now struggling. Yeah, I mean, the Arizona Cardinal John was all right. He was all right.
Maybe I should mock up like what the Cardinals would look like if I did it.
100%.
All right.
And then send it to Nike and let them know, like, hey.
They'll just steal it. That's usually what happens.
Every time.
Not just my own. Every time like you see a dope design, it's like, yeah, I followed this person that did that design back in 2017. You guys just finally made it.
Well, listen, mark my words. If I ever get my own high school team, which will happen eventually someday, right? You're doing all of the jerseys, all the mock-ups, whatever the price is. I'm gonna get Brian to pay for it.
Sponsored by the Pavement.
Brian Hess,
Pavement
the
Group
Pavement
patch,
Group,
one team patch.
Hey, shout out to Brian Hess.
Athletic aesthetic on the dome.
Go crazy with it. I'm like, what? That doesn't even match our school.
Don't worry about it.
Stop talking. Just let it ride.
Yeah. You got a problem? Go talk to cousin Sal. Straighten you out
and get you right.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Thanks for sitting down. We'll be back next week with another episode. If you're still listening, thanks for being here. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like and share all the content. It allows it to populate, in everybody else's feeds to see you interacting with it. So it goes a long way. Share us. Follow us on social media at Athletic Aesthetic Pod, and follow us personally. Our tags are in the description below. So PC2 Art, Trey Tip 06, right?
Yes, sir.
Anything else? What's your sign off?
Should I try it?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. You could say Athletic Aesthetic.
Here we go. We are Athletic Aesthetic, and we love you.
My boy killed it.
Killed it.